Oh, hey, look at that. They changed the home menu. So it is super hot in the UK right now. If you couldn't tell based off of my accent, I am British, which means that every summer we've got to deal with very, very humid, just hot, enclosed heat. So I apologize if you can hear in the background of this recording, I got my fan on. It will probably be the case for the next couple. But for the first time on this channel, I'm actually going to go into single player. Because I thought this would actually be a really good opportunity to do a little bit of practice on some 150cc VS races. Gonna do 150cc, no teams, custom items. We'll put the CPU on hard, all, and then we'll just set it to like, we'll just set it all the way to like 24 races, so I can, you know, so I can just choose. Now, usually when I like to like just play and like learn the courses, I like to have coins off and booze off, but for the sake of this, we're going to keep them both on. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing the hottest tracks in the game because it just feels very fitting right now. So I'm just kind of getting a feel of what we've got. So we've got bone-dried dunes, maybe Cheeseland. That's not really a desert, just kind of cheese. Grumble Volcano, definitely. Dry desert. We'll start with dry desert. Cheap beach, maybe. Calamari desert for sure. There's a lot of cold tracks, actually. Bowser Castle 3, maybe. Yeah, so I'm seeing maybe even Riverside Park. I'm seeing a few tracks that we can practice today. But we're going to start with GCA and dry desert. Definitely a classic track. I've got a can of Coke here to keep me hydrated. That's just what happens when it's super hot and it's also my exams. I just get super burnt out, but I'm super ready to practice in these races. So we're off to a good start here. Obviously, offline races are nothing compared to the online races. It's really just about learning track layouts, seeing what you can do. Like there, where I just completely messed up while I was attempting, but I think it was a solid idea. You can see I'm getting a lot of rings. Rings? What is this? Sonic? I'm getting a lot of coins. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank you all, actually. I've uploaded a couple videos since my return and my little rebrand to Drift and Jack. And those videos, they've done surprisingly well, you know. I like to build this channel organically. I don't promote it. I'm just hoping to build my own little subset of the community where we can all just, you know, be bad at the game together and hopefully get a little bit better. You know, even when Mario Kart World comes out, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to secure a copy of that game. We'll have to see. But even when that comes out, and we've been doing really well in the last couple of videos, and I just wanted to thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So it looks like pink gold beachable characters is my biggest threat in this competition, besides my own skill set, of course. But I might honestly, heading into the kind of mid-section of this race, I'm going to hang back, try and get a couple better items than I have right now, so I can maybe experiment with what kind of items I can use on this course. Like, here we go, triple mush. See what kind of shortcuts we can take, like, around here. No, that's not one of them. That's not a shortcut. Okay, so not a bad. Nice boost trailing into the drift there. Take a sip of my Coke while we're in the freeway there. So obviously these are pretty much just set for you to... Basically, I want to see if you can... Okay, I don't think you can, at least on 150, go onto that fast enough without a mushroom that you can do a trick, but it is still a bit of a shortcut there. You can kind of do like a little bounce off of there, not to a super great effect, but it is something you can do. And obviously I don't have the mushroom anymore, so I can't really go around here. But I can do it horribly, which means I'm actually going to come in second place to a pink gold peach computer player, which is a bit of a embarrassing way to start out. Our next track is Bone Dry Dunes. Now this is a track, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not going to miss in Mario Kart World. This is an 8 original track. I think it's from the first Wii U DLC tracks, and I never really cared for it, to be honest. It's got a cool, like, aesthetic. The kind of sunset desert vibe is very nice. It's got a good music track, but the level layout and the gimmicks and things, and like the skeleton piranhas and the branching paths, they're all cool. Well, actually, it's quite hot, as is the theme of this video. But it's something I never really cared for. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I know I saw someone on Twitter say the exact same thing the other day. But obviously, I don't know about you, but I will never not go on this path. Very rarely do I take the other path on that branching path, because it's just... it's lame, it's boring, we don't like it. I only go there if I'm forced by other players. Hey, it's my kind, it's my dry bones brethren. Anyway, right now I'm so far ahead that I actually have... there's no point using this bob-omb because it's not going to hit anyone. But I can get some coins from those toads. You know, part of me thinks that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will actually benefit from having more than a 10 coin cap. In fact, it might even be cool if, like, the more you play in single player, the higher your, like, max coin count can go. Because, obviously, the speed might have to be capped at some point, but the speed boost is so incremental that it's not that huge of a difference. Like, even if you're getting 30 coins, you know? I just think it would be... it just makes collecting coins a lot more worthwhile, because once you hit 10, I mean, each of these coin items is 2. So you get 5 of those, or, like, you know, a couple of those, and then a few coins from the ground. Like, see, I'm already back up to 10 after getting hit earlier. Like, it's a very easy to hit the coin cap, and I think it would have been beneficial if the coin cap was higher. But that's a nitpick, really. That's just what having this game for so many years kind of brings out. Oh, we got a red shell and a... what sounded like... yeah, a blue shell back to back. Can I get a... no, I didn't get a super horn. That's fine, though. We can just about get onto this platform here. Leave a banana in case... oh, glad I left that banana now for the shock there. And I can snag a first place. And Pink Gold Peach is in third back there, so we've got our revenge against her, and we will come in with more points. I've decided that Pink Gold Peach is my rival for this session. I don't know why, she just annoys me. You know, I never realized how much I miss these course intros in the online. I think they should have kept those, honestly, because there are these online matches where you're sat waiting for a whole minute for Lakitu to start just because of some player that's, like, struggling to connect. And I think having some players connecting during that kind of cutscene period would be, like, great for just making matches feel more smooth to start. Like, obviously some matches would take a little bit longer to start, but I think overall it would be a net positive. And then the players who are, like, you know, taking a while to load in would just skip the cutscene once they finally load. Something like that. I don't know. I think that would be cool. But N64 Calamari Desert, as I just perfectly demonstrated, is a tour port that I don't have that much practice on, which is why I'm doing this whole thing, really. I suppose out of all the normal retro tracks in the Booster Course Pass, you know, not including the city tracks, which I'm trying to learn, but I'm still definitely super, you know, rusty at them. I would say N64 Calamari Desert is definitely on the lower half of my skill set, you know. But I've definitely got that nostalgia bias from which tracks I play the most. You know, I play the Wii tracks, the 3DS tracks, the DS tracks the most. I don't play much of the other ones with the train there. But I like that they didn't just make it a straight port. I like that they actually incorporated tour elements. I don't think they did that with many just straight retro tracks, where each lap is... oh, okay, that's unfortunate. That's a really unfortunate timing. And the train. Okay, we've got Kamek, Magic Cooper here, and Pink Gold Peach is back. But yeah, I don't think many retro tracks actually do that, where each lap is different. And that was one of the best things Tour did. So it's something I'm definitely kind of glad, because I'm not going to lie, Calamari Desert did not have the most interesting layout in the N64 game. Oh yeah, second place. Looks like Pink Gold Peach is trying to reclaim her crown. I feel like Sunset Wilds is probably a pretty warm track. It looks like it's in a kind of rocky desert area, but honestly, I just really wanted to play it. I'm a big fan of Sunset Wilds in this game. I'm still a little bit disappointed that they never introduced the day-night cycle mechanic that I believe is featured both in the GBA game and in Tour. In this track in 8 Deluxe, it just stays at sunset the entire match, and I believe it's meant to switch to nighttime on laps 2 or 3. And I always just assumed when it got first added, I was like, oh, they'll fix it in the next patch, like how they fixed Coconut Mall to have some of the things that was missing. Or I'm going to try that ramp on the next lap. But no, they never did. They never fixed it. So that's unfortunate. But I still love Sunset Wilds. I just think it has a fun layout. It's got a fun, groovy track. You know, it's got a little bit of high elevation compared to a lot of GBA tracks in the Booster Course Pass. It's fine, I'm just going to tank that because I really want to try the shortcut over here. Where is it? No, it's around the next corner, isn't it? We're still a little bit off. Or have I missed it? Honestly, no, I haven't. I'm losing my cool edge. There it is. Managed to keep the mushroom for a whole lap to get back to that. And we reclaimed our first place position piece of it. And that's what we love to see. That is not what we love to see. Oh, bird of Superhorn. That is the most supremely perfect timing. That's like finding a gold scar in the attic in Fortnite OG, bro. That is what we love to see. Entering lap 3, we got a coin. Just gonna hold on to that. Every Mario is like right on my tail. It's because of the Yoshi bike. He's here to represent the Yoshi Teddy Buggy players. I'm so sure of it. Come on, yes, Red Shell, strike him down. And a mushroom just in time to hit the ramp. I think that's the only built-in shortcut, but obviously there's a lot of off-roads. This is definitely a bagging-friendly track, I think. You know, there's a lot of areas like this corner you can easily take with a mushroom or a really good Ultra Mini Turbo. Oh, really? A shock right at the end there? That was unnecessary. GameCube DK Mountain is next. Again, another Booster Course track that I haven't played that much. I think I've played this a few more times than Calamari Desert, but I think from the theme of this course, you can kind of see what I'm building up to as the great finale of this this Hot Tracks expedition. But I think this counts, you know, it's in the tropics. There's a literal volcanic mountain behind us right now that we're about to shoot right onto. So as far as I'm concerned, it counts. Now, a couple videos ago, I had an online match on this track where I made an absolutely horrible fumble. I tried to use some proper classic Mario Kart Wii tech to basically jump over one of the fault lines, like one of the gorges, towards the end. And I would like to redeem myself by not failing horribly at the course in that section. Now, I'm still admittedly not entirely sure if that's even possible in this game. But I hold on to a little bit of hope that maybe on 200 it might be possible. Like, looking at the elevation there, you can see the fence goes down. Like, that's gotta be possible. I can't think of a time I've seen someone attempt it in online. At least not in, like, super high level, like, mad players that I'm never gonna, you know, I just don't have the hours to put in to be as good as them. Yeah, get out of here. Baby Mario's suddenly become quite a fierce competitor since Sunset Wilds. Yeah, look at that angry mountain. I would love to know, in the Mario canon, is that mountain alive? Is it just, like, really angry? Or did someone carve a huge angry face into that mountain? Because either are pretty funny possibilities, I think. So what I'm gonna do here actually is I'm gonna do what I did a couple games ago. And I'm just gonna hold back, see if I can get a mushroom. Or maybe even better, like a gold mushroom. I've accidentally just completely gone the wrong way. That's fine. I'm doing this on lap 2, so that if I just mess everything up horribly, I still have one final lap to bring it all back. There we go, a gold mushroom. I want to try this. This is what this is about. This is a practice, you know? Yes, it is possible. I have been vindicated. I knew you could do it in this game. I knew it wasn't just a Wii engine thing, and it was indeed an intended thing you could do. Now I'm gonna purposefully blast that toad as vengeance, because I've had a few games recently where the toads, since I've returned to Dry Bones to kind of make myself feel a little bit less washed, the toads have just been brutal towards me. It's been tremendously rude. But now that I've vindicated myself successfully and completely messed up that UMT, I can hopefully just keep front running until the end of this track. I think you can do it. In Tour, at least, you could do tricks off of the bumps there. I think it would be cool if you could do them here. Unless I just suck at this track. That is also an equal possibility. But hey, that's what the practice is for, right? Hey! Paper Mario again? Get out of here, pal. You're lucky I don't have a gold mushroom, otherwise I would have passed you by now. Come on. Hit the UMT. Hit the banana. Get the coins. And we are finished. Now, onto the final race, and if you've been paying attention, I think you can probably figure out what it is. Yeah, Grumble Volcano. I mean, this was fairly obvious, right? Now, notably, none of the volcanic mountains in this track actually have angry faces, either carved onto them or just as a birthright, which is interesting. But I think Grumble Volcano's most iconic feature is not even in this game. I would say probably the most iconic thing about this track is just how insane it is for the speedrunning scene. Because I know Mario Kart Wii has a very notorious speedrunning scene just because of the amount of insane ultra shortcuts. And Grumble Volcano has the tech where you can basically just hop onto one of these basically decorative mountains, but you can essentially trick the game into thinking you've completed certain checkpoints on the map and finish a lap in something like 6 seconds, I think? It's crazy. That's not the type of speedrunning I usually participate in. When I speedrun, I like to do it by actually playing through the game as fast as I can, rather than doing, like, you know, glitches and tricks. But that's just me, you know. That's not to say I dislike or disrespect that playstyle at all. In fact, I think it's really impressive and honestly really cool and interesting that people find out these things about the game. I don't find it very cool that the entire nation of Red Shelltopia has been sent towards me during this last lap, but that's fine. Now we got one, so we can defend ourselves. See if we can carry him to the end. It's like mini bagging in a way. Except not really, because I haven't really brought them up much, but I just think it'd be funny to... What? 2 bloopers? Really? Jeez, that's the kind of thing you don't see too often. Oh, no. We made it so close to the end with our... Oh, no, it's lap 2. Oh, my days. I am... Wow, I was just so dialed into finishing the race there that I thought an entire lap had passed when it just straight hadn't. That was silly of me, and I don't know why I threw that, because I'm probably going to get a coin now, yeah. The boomerang, it's the boomerang. I'm holding the boomerang, and I'm kind of in that headspace that, like, when do you get a boomerang when you're in first place? How often does that happen to you, you know? So I'm kind of thinking, I'll get a better item. But now I don't have a boomerang at all. I complained, and it was taken away from me. That feels like karmic justice, honestly, and a red shell. Right at the end, too, so that I can't secure the first place. Thank you, Baby Mario. That was very kind of you. You prick. But yeah, that was all of the hottest tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I kinda suck at them. But it's hot in the UK right now, and that's my excuse. So I'm gonna go and melt in peace. So have a good morning, and in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.